Saving money using credit cards is not about spending more to earn rewards, chasing points aggressively, or relying on borrowed money, but about understanding how credit cards subtly change behavior, how financial institutions design incentives to influence spending patterns, and how discipline, structure, awareness, and boundaries can transform credit cards into tools that reduce costs instead of silently increasing them. Number 10. Treat credit cards strictly as payment tools, not extra money. Many people unconsciously treat credit cards as additional money rather than as a different way to spend money they already have. This psychological separation weakens the emotional impact of spending because payment is delayed. When consequences feel distant, restraint decreases quietly without being noticed. Treating a credit card purely as a payment method restores financial realism. Every swipe should mentally feel the same as cash leaving a bank account immediately. This mental alignment prevents spending from exceeding income. The purpose of the card becomes convenience, not consumption. Control begins with perception, not rewards. Number 9. Pay the full balance every month without exception. Credit card interest is one of the most expensive costs in personal finance and erases savings faster than most people realize. Carrying even small balances converts rewards into losses. Interest compounds silently and consistently, making progress harder each month. Paying the full balance every month removes interest entirely from the equation. This single rule determines whether credit cards help or harm financial health. Full payment keeps credit cards neutral instead of costly. Discipline here protects every other strategy from failure. Without this rule, saving money with credit cards is impossible. Number 8. Use credit cards only for expenses you already planned. Credit cards are safest when used only for expenses that already exist in your budget. Predictable expenses such as groceries, utilities, fuel, and subscriptions are ideal because they do not encourage additional spending. Using credit cards for emotional or spontaneous purchases increases risk dramatically. Planned spending keeps decisions anchored in logic instead of emotion. Anchoring prevents rationalizing unnecessary purchases. Rewards should be a side effect, not a motivation. Structure protects behavior when temptation appears. Predictability keeps savings intact. Number 7. Automate payments to remove mistakes, stress, and unnecessary costs. Many of the financial problems people experience with credit cards do not come from overspending, but from simple human error, such as forgetting due dates, misjudging timing, or assuming there will be time to pay later. Late fees, penalty interest rates, and temporary credit score damage often occur even when the money is available, simply because payment relies on memory rather than structure. Automating credit card payments removes this risk entirely by ensuring that bills are paid consistently and on time without requiring daily attention or effort. Setting automatic payments for the full balance ensures that interest is never triggered. Rewards are not canceled out by fees, and financial stress is reduced significantly. This automation transforms credit card management from an active task into a passive system that protects savings quietly in the background. When mistakes are removed from the process, consistency becomes effortless. Effortless consistency is what allows credit cards to be used safely over long periods. Number 6. Choose rewards that align with your real spending, not your ideal habits. Many people choose credit cards based on attractive reward advertisements rather than on how they actually spend money in everyday life. Rewards that do not match real habits either go unused or subtly encourage spending in categories that were never necessary to begin with. This creates a situation where the reward system pushes behavior instead of supporting it. Choosing rewards that align naturally with existing expenses, such as groceries, fuel, or basic bills, allows benefits to accumulate without changing behavior. Cashback and simple category-based rewards often provide more reliable value than complex point systems that require optimization. When rewards fit naturally into daily spending, they enhance efficiency instead of influencing decisions. The goal is not to chase rewards, but to allow rewards to appear as a byproduct of controlled spending. Alignment protects savings by preventing reward-driven consumption. Number 5. Track spending to keep rewards from quietly increasing your expenses. Credit card rewards can subtly change how spending decisions feel, making small additional purchases seem justified because they earn points or cash back. Over time, this mindset leads to spending slightly more than planned while believing it is still financially smart. The problem is not the reward itself, but the behavioral shift it creates when spending is no longer clearly tracked. Tracking credit card spending restores perspective by showing the full picture instead of isolated purchases. This visibility makes it easier to see whether rewards are truly reducing costs or quietly encouraging extra consumption. When spending patterns are visible, rationalizations lose their power. Awareness replaces assumptions with facts. Clear tracking keeps rewards in their proper role as a benefit, not a motivation. Number 4, avoid minimum payments and installment plans that delay reality. Minimum payments and installment offers often make purchases feel smaller and more manageable than they truly are. By spreading payments across months, these structures reduce the immediate emotional impact of spending while increasing the total cost over time. This delay in impact encourages larger or more frequent purchases because the financial weight feels lighter in the moment. Installment plans often hide interest within pricing or reduce transparency, making it harder to evaluate true cost. Avoiding these options keeps spending honest and visible. When the full cost is faced up front, decisions become more intentional. Transparency strengthens control and prevents long-term regret. Clear pricing supports better financial judgment. Number 3, keep credit utilization low to preserve flexibility and reduce pressure. Using a large portion of available credit creates both financial and psychological pressure that limits options during unexpected situations. High utilization increases stress because there is little room to absorb surprises without borrowing more. Low utilization, on the other hand, preserves flexibility by keeping unused credit available only when truly necessary. This buffer reduces panic during emergencies and prevents impulsive borrowing. When financial pressure is lower, decisions become calmer and more deliberate. Maintaining space between spending and limits creates a sense of safety rather than dependence. That sense of safety improves confidence. Confident decision-making protects long-term savings. Number 2, separate reward optimization from everyday spending decisions. Constantly thinking about maximizing rewards adds unnecessary mental load to daily spending decisions. Mental fatigue increases the likelihood of mistakes, overspending, or rationalizing unnecessary purchases. Keeping reward strategies simple allows everyday spending to remain focused on needs rather than optimization. Simple systems are easier to maintain consistently over time. Consistency matters more than perfect optimization. A strategy that works quietly for years will outperform a complex one that fails under stress. Sustainable systems protect savings without requiring constant attention. Longevity is what turns small advantages into meaningful results. Number 1, review credit card usage regularly with curiosity, not emotion. Credit card habits develop slowly and often go unnoticed until problems appear. Regular reviews allow patterns to be identified early before they turn into debt or dependency. Reviewing usage objectively removes guilt and self-judgment from the process. Instead of focusing on individual mistakes, patterns reveal whether credit cards are supporting or undermining financial goals. Early adjustments are easier and less painful than late corrections. Reflection improves future decisions by increasing awareness. Awareness compounds over time. Understanding keeps credit cards working as tools rather than risks. Bonus tip: step away from credit cards when control begins to weaken. Credit cards amplify existing behavior rather than correcting it, which means loss of discipline leads to faster damage. When spending becomes emotional, inconsistent, or stressful, continuing to use credit cards often makes the situation worse. Taking a temporary break from credit card usage can restore perspective and control. Removing access during unstable periods protects long-term progress more effectively than forcing discipline. There is no reward valuable enough to justify losing control. Honesty about behavior is a financial strength, not a weakness. Protection always matters more than optimization. Control is the real benefit of using credit responsibly. If you want to save money using credit cards, choose one rule from this video and follow it consistently instead of trying to master everything at once. Comment which habit you are committing to. Subscribe to USD FinPath for realistic money guidance, and thank you for watching.